Let's get things started. I'm going to talk about these products in the order that you see them on the website. So, the first one that you see, and the one that I absolutely love and wear the most, is the Mineral Touch Liquid Foundation. So it has a dropper, and what you want to do is, because this has minerals in it, you definitely want to make sure that you shake it well, so that way the product is even and goes on smoothly. Now, this is great for combination to oily skin. I think that's why I like it so much, is because I do definitely have that combo skin. And this is going to give you kind of like medium to full coverage. This is a matte foundation, so when you put it on, it goes on as a cream, it dries down to a powder, and it is matte. One of the things is that it has what's called optical diffusers, which essentially allows the light to kind of bounce off your skin and blurs your wrinkles and unevenness that you may have. That's why they call it Photoshop in a bottle. Absolutely love this product. I apply it with my liquid foundation brush. This brush was designed to put this liquid to powder product on. It has synthetic bristles, but you can also use your blending bud. Don't mind mine. It's dirty right now. The last thing I wanted to share with you about this particular product is color matching. I know I get that question a lot. So the recommendation is, if you burn easily, you have a cool undertone. If you tan easily, you have a warm undertone. And if you burn and then tan, you have what's called a neutral undertone. So when you go on the website, it will explain that all to you and will show you the shades. So I mainly wear taffeta. That's the color that you see over here. And again, it's recommended for neutral. So I do burn a little bit, but then I tan. So that makes sense. But I'll be totally honest with you. I wear chiffon in the summer, which is a cool undertone. And then I wear velour in the winter, which is a warm undertone. And all those products wear great for me. Like, color looks good. And I think it's because it is like a medium to full coverage. It's a really nice buildable coverage. So that's a little bit about the liquid foundation. Talking about the Mineral Touch pressed powder. Now, there is a new pressed powder that is not mineral. I'm only going to be talking about the mineral and the pressed powder. This comes in a really nice compact. It has a mirror, and it has this sponge, and then it has a plastic piece that covers the makeup, so that way your sponge doesn't get your makeup all oily, which I think is fabulous. You can see I'm almost out of this particular shade. This is great, again, for anybody that has oily, like an oily complexion, and this is also surprisingly full coverage. I really like wearing this in the summertime because I feel like it helps absorb those oils, but then also gives me the coverage that I'm looking for. I recommend applying this either with the sponge or with like a powder puff brush. I prefer the powder puff brush. I only use the sponge for like touch-ups. And then again, this is matte coverage, and yeah, so that is the Mineral Touch pressed powder. I have the Mineral Touch cream foundation. This is really great for dry skin. Again, it comes with a really nice compact with a mirror and a sponge that covers up there's a plastic piece that covers up the actual product, so that way if you use the sponge, it doesn't get your product all oily. I absolutely love that. I recommend applying this with your beauty blender. I feel like it helps really get that product on. This is a full coverage product. In addition to being full coverage, it's going to give you more of a dewy finish. If you're not crazy about the dewy finish, you can always top it off with one of the powders, especially like in your T-zone. That's how I prefer to use this product. For Younique is the loose powder. Now, these shades are a little bit different than the other shades, the liquid foundation, the cream foundation, and the pressed powder. So Younique is really trying to expand the shades that they offer. So for example, because I normally wear taffeta, I felt like the closest match was this Jacquard color, and it is. It's maybe a little bit darker, but it still works really, really great. So this, when you unscrew the lid to the jar, there is this little plastic piece on top, and you lift that up, and then there you can see is the sifter. What I like to do is I like to take my powder puff brush, tap the bottom, and then swirl that into the product and kind of swirl that onto my face. So again, this is great for somebody that has that combination oily skin. This will give you buildable lightweight coverage. So it's going to be matte and it's going to start out like thinner coverage, but the more product that you kind of put on, the more coverage you're going to get. So this is more of like a medium to full coverage for this new loose powder. So you all, I'm trying to go as quick as I can. So last but definitely not least is the BB Flawless Complexion Enhancer. This is a moisturizer. It has shea butter in it, as well as some light foundation to it as well. This is great for combination to dry skin. This is going to be light coverage, so you're not going to get a lot of coverage just using this particular product, and it is going to give you more of a dewy finish. So if you're not crazy about the dewy finish, I recommend using one of the either the pressed or the loose powder to kind of mattify that a little bit, and it would also give you more coverage if you kind of mix that product in on top of it. One of the tips that I like to do when I'm using this is I like to mix in, I'm trying to look over here on my shelf, I like to mix in the Mineral Touch Skin Perfecting Concealer. This concealer is very pigmented, very, very pigmented. So when you mix the two products together, you get a little bit more coverage and you get that dewy finish still. So it's kind of like the best of both worlds, similar to like cream, right? It's going to give you a dewy finish and full coverage. So if you have any questions about any of the foundations that I quickly just try to run through, please do not hesitate to ask. I'm happy to help color match. All right, have a great day.